So we've got a handful of deals and a load of rumours to go over in the transfer show today. Let's go. What's up everyone, welcome back to a brand new video on the channel. Today is going to be the third episode of the transfer show. If you guys like what you see, please make sure you do give this video a like. It does tremendously help. Please subscribe if you haven't done. It really helps the channel. Let's try and push to 550 as soon as we can. We're so close. And please share this channel to as many people as you can. It's how I'm going to grow. But without any further ado, let's go through the confirmed deals that happened since my last transfer show. So probably the most high profile deal that's gone down in the championship since my last video has been Omar Richards. It has been confirmed he's joined Bayern Munich from Reading on a free transfer. Now, is that going to be the only first team player that Reading are going to lose this season following their fantastic finish in the championship season? You know, you got to consider that there's going to be a load of players in that squad that a load of people are going to be wanting, and Omar Richards only being the first one. I mean, in terms of a defender and a fullback especially, he was definitely one of the best, if not the best, in that position in the whole championship last season. So Reading are going to be very careful here and making sure that they can line up a couple of potential replacements for players in those positions. Another big transfer that's gone around is Nee Nichols. He has joined Huddersfield from MK Dons. He's a goalkeeper, and actually, to be fair, I saw a highlight reel with him pretty recently actually, and he looks a very competent goalkeeper. Of course, MK Dons finished in the top half of the League One table, so he's been a fantastic goalkeeper. He's been one of the best in League One last season. Now, will he immediately be thrown into the first team? He could potentially. He's also a very young goalkeeper as well. He's got a load of time to grow and fulfill his potential, and could definitely rival Ryan Schofield for that #1 spot. I think that's a good signing for Huddersfield actually. Finally, another transfer to talk about is Imran Louza. He has joined SC Nantes to Watford. I know Watford are in the Premier League, but I think it's relevant for me to still talk about this transfer. It's a £9 million deal. And in terms of his stats, he has had 10 goal contributions in 33 appearances. He looks to be an alright player actually. He plays a little bit centrally, looking at his positions. He can play defensive midfielder as well, and he can play attacking mid. So he's looking pretty versatile, especially across the centre of the pitch. So these are all the confirmed deals as of now. There may even be more by the time I release this video. If I've missed any out, let me know in the comments down below. But without any further ado, now to the fun part of the video, the rumours. So one of the leading rumours right now is Adam Armstrong. Now, Southampton right now are in a situation where they may lose Danny Ings because he's linked with Tottenham, and of course Tottenham may lose Harry Kane. So there's a natural chain reaction here of players getting links and moves away. Now, the 24-year-old has been attracting interest from Southampton, but a big number of Premier League clubs, more specifically West Ham and Newcastle, are both interested of Armstrong, with Newcastle planning to re-sign Armstrong. His contract expires next year, so definitely if Blackburn want to cash in on him and they fear that they cannot extend his contract, then maybe giving him a move away this summer is probably going to be the wisest thing that Blackburn can do. With this situation, Blackburn need to play it right. Do they extend his contract and increase his value, or do they let the contract run down and then they lose him on the free? I mean, they cannot afford to lose him on the free. For a guy who scored 28 goals, they need to get some value out of that. We've got a couple of transfers linked with Preston North End right now, one of them being Andy Cannon from Portsmouth. Now, he has left Portsmouth at the end of his contract, so he's actually currently without a club now. It is claimed Hull City, Charlton and Preston are in the race to sign him. Now, he's 25 years old, he's played 49 games for Portsmouth this season, but he definitely is looking for a newer club this season. For what I've seen of him, he looks an alright player. I don't know if he can make the step up into the Championship, but as Preston try and improve their depth and try and get through all the holes that they've managed to sustain in all of the signings that they lost in January, he could definitely be a good midfield option. And another link which I will expect to be confirmed in the next couple of days, if not today, is Sepp van der Berg. Now, obviously, he joined Preston in the second half of the season, and when Liverpool loaned him out to North End, and Preston almost kind of reinvented a new role in him. He was a centre-back in Liverpool, but Preston pushed him to the right-hand side as a right-back. And to be fair, when he played in that position, he looked alright. Couldn't take a foul throw to save his life, but he looks really good in that position, to be fair. He almost scored an absolute screamer. I think it was against Middlesbrough where he hit the crossbar, where if that gone in, it would have been an unbelievable goal. But he's also had a few clangers. He's had an own goal as well. So he's definitely not been the perfect player, but I have to say with the impact he's given to that Preston team, especially to their back line, I'm not surprised he's been given another link for an immediate return to North End. I think it could be another loan deal, unless Preston are able to cash him on a deal for him, or they can find a way to get him on a free. One rumour which I think is very interesting is, of course, is Michael Olise. I already touched on it when I talked about Omar Richards, that Reading are going to have a lot of players linked, and Olise, of course, is going to be one of them, being the young player of the season in the Championship. And Leeds are linked with Michael Olise. And could we see Olise potentially being a replacement for someone like a Pablo Hernandez? Maybe not necessarily in the position, but can definitely offers very similar qualities in terms of his dribbling and the pizzazz he has when he has the ball. One story that's been developing today is Albert Odoma. Now, he's at Queen's Park Rangers at the moment. He's only got 1 year left on his contract and he hasn't extended it as of yet. He's not the youngest of players anymore. He's 33 years old, but he's shown in his spells in the Championship that he has got something about him. When he was at Villa, he was incredible. When he was at Forest, he did offer a lot for that Nottingham Forest side. And even at Queen's Park Rangers, when he joined in January, I think he offered quite a fair bit to that Queen's Park Rangers squad. So definitely he is someone that just seems to be aging like a fine wine and is still performing fantastically in the Championship. Luton, Birmingham, Bristol City and Ipswich are all interested. So that's 4 clubs that are currently linked with Albert Odoma. One midfielder who I think will get a load of interest is Gustavo Hamer, and West Brom seem to be eyeing him up a little bit. Now, the reason being is that they want a midfielder of sorts, a defensive mid or something. We can definitely see can definitely play Championship football. He could definitely be a fantastic option. And West Brom most definitely will be wanting to make an immediate return to the Premier League. And they need to get their transfers right. And I think Gustavo Hamer can definitely be their playmaker and can definitely be a big contributing factor if West Brom do get him for why they could go up next season. There was a video I did a couple of weeks ago where I talked about the retain list for Sheffield Wednesday. Now, Tom Lees, one for players on that list. He has been linked with Bristol City. Now, defending wise, Bristol City need a lot of reinforcements. And I think Tom Lees could potentially be one player they can go for. He's not the youngest of players, being 30 years old, but what he does have is an abundance of Championship experience. Going back to Bristol City, they've been linked with a striker as well, Michael Smith. Now, Middlesbrough are also interested because Bristol City and Middlesbrough have let go quite a few of their strikers. Bristol City, more specifically, they've let go of Famara Jeju and they've allowed his contract to go down. Middlesbrough have actually released Ashley Fletcher and Britt Sombalonga. So I can see why both of these clubs will be interested in Michael Smith. Of course, he scored 10 goals for Rotherham. Rotherham's top goal scorer last season as well. I could see Middlesbrough being more of a match to Michael Smith and Bristol City, if I'm going to be honest with you, in terms of the styles of football they play. But either way, if either one of them get in, they've got a capable Championship striker at the ranks, which I think would definitely help both of their sides, because I think goal scoring has been something that both these sides had struggled with last year. Now, you've only got a handful of rumours left, and we can't do a transfer show without talking about Johnstone Clark-Harris. Now, he has been linked to a load more clubs recently. West Brom, Sheffield United, Rangers, Cardiff and Swansea. Now, West Brom look like they're leading the race to actually sign Johnstone Clark-Harris from Peterborough. Now, I can see this being a very similar Ivan Toney signing if West Brom can get him. It could be a risk getting him, especially for the lack of experience he's played in the Championship. But it could prove to be a fantastic decision. I mean, he scored 31 goals in League One. You would assume that he can score at least a 10th or maybe even half of those goals in the Championship. And I think if West Brom could definitely address their attacking options, then I think West Brom will definitely be having a strong intent to get promoted back to the Premier League. And most definitely, Johnstone Clark-Harris will want to play Premier League football. So I could definitely see why to him that West Brom may be one of the best options he can go for. One other rumour is based on one player in the current England 23 squad, Sam Johnstone. Now, he's been linked with Watford and West Ham. Now, a load of Premier League clubs are actually making a load of bids for Sam Johnstone. He definitely impressed with West Brom last season, probably the best player West Brom had all of last season, and his great performances have earned him an England call-up as well. The Baggies want 20 million for Sam Johnstone. Now, if any club's willing to pay for that, then go for it. I can see why West Ham are linked with him. With Fabianski being 36 years old now, I could definitely see him either trying to replace him or at least trying to reignite some competition with the goalkeeping position. Watford, of course, they had Ben Foster starting as the number one. When he broke his finger, Daniel Backman stayed in goal, but he's got no Premier League experience. So maybe someone like Sam Johnstone could be a better option to be in that goalkeeping position. And the final rumour is on Charlie Wyke, another prolific League One striker, 31 goals with Sunderland, the same amount that Justin Clark-Harris has had this season. Bristol City and Middlesbrough are the two clubs I've heard most recently linked with Charlie Wyke. Now, Sunderland have got a huge retained list of players, and Charlie Wyke is someone who I think will certainly be a player from that retained list who will join a club. It just depends how quickly the deal will get done and which options that he has. And I can see Bristol City and Middlesbrough being both pretty good options for him. So I think Charlie Wyke will move away in the next couple of days. It's just a question of which club he goes for. But that wraps it up for all of my transfers and transfer rumours in the transfer show. If I've missed any, let me know in the comments down below and I'll cover them in next week's transfer show. But that wraps it up for today's video. If you guys enjoyed this, please make sure you do give this video a like. It does tremendously help the channel. Please subscribe if you haven't done. It really helps the channel. We're 3 away from 550 subscribers as of recording. Please hit that subscribe button if you haven't done. It'll be tremendously appreciated. And please share this channel to as many people as you can. That really, really helps. But thank you guys so much for watching. You guys are legendary if you saw the end of this video. And as always, take care everyone.